I'm currently heading Fusion Microfinance and I have total of around 20 years of work experience. I started my career with IT services companies and spent about 10 years in IT consulting and services firms. Later on, I worked with the US based product company for about 5 years, and then last 5-6 years I have been into the BFSI domain. So like prior to Fusion Microfinance, I was with Aviva Life Insurance where I was heading their IT applications division. So Fusion Microfinance is a registered NBFC. So it is a microfinance institution wherein we operate in a joint liability group lending model of Grameen. Our clients also comprises of 100% women entrepreneurs, and we serve the unbanked people mainly in rural and semi-urban areas. And I would also say that our responsibility is not just limited to provide financial support, but we also help our clients manage their financials, wherein we provide financial literacy to them. So our overall objective is to create a value and balanced growth for all our stakeholders. I joined Fusion Microfinance around a year back, and from the very beginning, the target of Fusion was that company is transcending to the next level. Okay, so the expectation is like building a technology framework, strategy, and the blueprint that helps us in creating an overall ecosystem which helps in taking the company to the next level. So internally, we also call it a Fusion 2.0 journey, where our main focus is to provide the customer best experience and simultaneously ensure the best resources, infrastructure, digital systems, which helps us in improving overall productivity. And some of the focus areas also we have like kind of drafted in our roadmap are pertaining to digital transformation, automation like robotic process automation, and leveraging artificial intelligence and machine learning. I would say there are two prominent areas where we have embraced digital technologies. So first and the foremost is we have a complete mobility solution, which is our proprietary mobile phone based application, which is being helped by our Salesforce staff. So they use it on their daily basis, wherein they perform real-time activities such as customer onboarding, credit bureau checks, digital collections, so on and so forth. So it is kind of a, you can say, helps in company achieving our revenues, targets, and the customer experience. The second aspect which we have embraced very gracefully is the cloud adoption. So from the very beginning, I would say Fusion as an organization was visionary, wherein we kept all our applications and the major resources on the cloud infrastructure, which helped us a lot during the pandemic times as well. So we did not face any sort of disruption and we could easily scale and have a better performance. With regards to artificial intelligence and machine learning, we are specifically working on image processing algorithms, which we are using for profiling and segmenting our customer base. This is pretty much used for the authentication and authorization purposes. Traditionally, if we see that most of the organizations are dependent on KYC on third parties, we are also doing it for a regulatory purpose. But in addition to that, we are using these algorithms, or let's say the customer segmentation, at different phases of loan life cycle. Let's say at the disbursement stage, at the collection stage, because we have frequent touch points with customers. So we are using this AI technology to authenticate and authorize our customers. The second use case, I would say, which is a work in progress, we are building certain machine learning models for the fraud detection and also building internal scorecards. And other than that, I would say we are doing a lot of investment on the robotic process automation to automate a lot of manual processes which are there within our ecosystem. So here I will give you a real or a latest use case, let's say. Okay, to start with, I would say that these digital technologies helped us in maintaining constant touch with our customer. Okay, we were kind of in constant touch with them, explaining them the aspects of the lockdown and the moratorium given. So there was a RBI mandate that moratorium consent has to be captured from customer, and our people could not go out on the field and kind of meet with customers. So we leveraged the digital consent mechanism, wherein we use the video based consent from our customers to capture whether they need moratorium or not, whether they need moratorium for 3 months, 6 months, whatever is the frequency. So I would say this particular aspect was very, very helpful. And the second, as I said, I mean, because we were on cloud already, so we did not face any sort of disruptions. One thing I would like to say that we have been following a very highest governance standards as a company, and our past record also indicates our ability to emerge out stronger from any crisis situation. Like the similar one was the Demon scenario, wherein we came out very strongly out of that. I would also say that thanks to our lenders for the continuous faith and support which they have shown us during pandemic, so we did not have any sort of liquidity crunch. And let us say to manage the situation better, as I was saying, we are also working on machine learning models, certain forecasting models to have early warning signals. So wherein we are observing the behavioral patterns of our customers and arriving at the risk parameters. I would say there is one key difference where we are, you can say, more strategic in our thought process rather than the technical approach. From the day one, I mean, I have a very crystal clear mandate from our senior management that the tactical aspects company has already taken care of, and the new thought process is required in terms of the strategic aspects. So we spent good amount of time in understanding, researching, let us say, the field, what our customers are, what are their requirements, and what is the expectations of our internal business team. And accordingly only we created the IT strategy. So overall, I would say that we are making a lot of investments in the future technologies. We are building the right infrastructure, right architecture, and all the required resources so that we are able to achieve our objective. As you can understand, let us say working on AI, ML technologies, RPA technologies, these would be kind of, you can say, first in the industry for the microfinance space. I would say in terms of national strategy, I am very impressed. I mean, it is very comprehensive and thought through. For example, let us say focusing on building smart cities, innovation in healthcare and agricultures. That will be a major breakthrough in the coming years. The only thing is that execution has to be done in a very meticulous manner, wherein the planning is done, but execution is also very, very important. And secondly, I would also say that being into the BFSI space, one thing which I really liked about national strategy is the aspects about financial inclusion, wherein the target is to reach the finances beyond urban population. Okay, because most of the times you can say only those people are able to avail financial benefits who have a previous credit history. But then using AI and ML, organizations can build their internal scorecards. They can have their own risk parameters and extend the credit facilities to the unbanked segment. So that will be very, very crucial. I would summarize it this way that see, if we see as of today, AI has done a lot of things in terms of, let's say, identifying customer needs, or a better decision making, or a reporting, or customer acquisition, increasing revenue and all. Okay. But there are two other areas where I feel that there is a lot of potential with AI. That is like ensuring regulatory compliances and also the cybersecurity practices. Because currently there is a lot of manual intervention required in these two aspects. And AI has the potential to automate all regulatory compliances within the organization and what all cybersecurity practices are being followed and what are the gaps. So I see that there will be big spike in those areas moving forward.
For more updates from CXO TV, please like and subscribe to our channel.